Hey YouTube, Bencyclettes here. Today we're going to talk about the water change system and the fish room. So in the room next to the fish room, there's the laundry tab here. So I use this for the fill station, and then underneath here I got the piping for the drain for the fish room attaching to that drain that goes to the main drain underneath the house there, where everything drains into. But we'll come back to this part later. So on the right side of the fish room, there's the drain that goes all the way to the other room that I pass into the wall here. And then I had a shut off on the drain in order to be able to make this filling station as well. And then on the other side of the fish room, there's my freshwater pipe coming, and then it feeds into this valve, and then all the, well, not all the fish tank yet, but most of the fish tank will have their water drain and supply going to them. So it starts here in the corner of the tank where there's an elbow, and then it goes into a valve. I like to use clear hose like that. I can see if the water is running out, and then if there's any problem or anything like that. And then in order to make that elbow, it goes in the tank. In order to make it so it doesn't suck any of the fish, put some cap at the end, and I drill some holes. And at the other end here, I just put the barb. Now I don't have an example like this here, but you can see this one here. There's a barb right here, and also a barb right here. It goes into that fitting. And all I have to do is just open this valve right here, and it start draining the tank. And then it pass on the back of the 2x4, so I can't see it from this angle here. Pass on the back of the 2x4, and then under elbow to bring it to the back, because I had to bring it backwards so that I can fit this valve here. And if I want to fill up that same tank that I drained, I just close this valve here. Now nothing can go this drain, and because my water fill is on the other side of the fish room, then it fills up all of those pipe, and then I just have to turn on the valve for the tank, and instead of draining, it's gonna fill them up. So now when I'm ready to fill them up, what I do, so I have those two valves here. This one brings the water to the fish room, which I leave open usually so that it can, when I'm draining, it can suck some air through here so that there's no back pressure and the water flow good to the drain. And then I have that other drain in here with the valve. And the reason why I put the valve here, it's so that when I stir the water, then I can kind of feel with my hands what the temperature is. And whenever I have it adjusted to the right temperature or close to it, then I can just turn this valve off, and now all the water is going into this feed line to the fish room. So now all of our water is coming here. It goes through all that pipe, through the whole fish room, all the tanks in the back, but now it's going back to the drain. So what I have to do first, so I have to open one of the valve for the tank, and then I close my drain, and now all of that water is going right into that filter here, and right into that tank here. Then when I'm done, I just reopen this, I close my valve here, and I just let everything go back to the drain. So now you might ask yourself, why did I not close that drain first before I opened the water to fill up the tanks? And I'm going to explain you why. And it's a little mistake that I did, because I trusted the information I got from the store that those valves, even though they're not screwed in but they're quick connects, they would handle the same pressure. The trouble is that those valves, if you put the sink at full pressure, they slip out of those of the PVC pipe. So it makes it quite of a mess here. The first time that happened, I was in the other room, and then I heard just a big bang into the fish room, and I came to rush over here, and I just saw that the valve that I have for this tank in the back here was just right off, and the whole fish room was just flooding. So now it's expensive to do all this. It's actually a little fortune, so I didn't want to change all the valve, but I find that as long as I have at least one valve open, then it doesn't put any pressure in the pipes. Well, not enough anyway to blow those valves right off that PVC. So I always have to have at least one of the valve open before I close the drain. And then the first thing I have to do after that is make sure that I reopen the drain before I go and close the last fish tank I'm refilling. The whole system is pretty good. I cannot drain all the tanks all at once, but I can always like drain 3 or 4 tanks in the same time. And it depends of which shelf the tank is on, and because it still goes with the gravity too and the water pressure, right? So the higher your tank is, the more gravity, the more force there is. So what happens, it's, for example, if I open the valve for this tank at the top, and I open this one in the same time, then this one's trying to fill up this one, and part of it goes back into this tank, and then the other part goes to the drain. So what I have to do is kind of go around the fish room and do like 1 at each end or 2 at each end, or I can do those 2 at the top in the same time, no problem. And then when I get into this side here, then usually I can do those 2, and then I'll be able to do that 55 at the same time, because everything is going into this set of drain here at the back, but there's enough water force here that it sucks all to that water onto the drain on the other side of the fish room. So anyway, I know I might not have explained that super good, but if you have any question or comment, please comment, and I'll do my best to explain it to you, or do another more in-depth video or a more specific video about your question. Okay, bye.